The Nexon compact SUV is the next big thing coming up from Tata Motors. We've already brought you our exhaustive first drive impression of the diesel version of the car. What I have with me today is the petrol version. Let's see how it is. The focus of this video is the engine. This Nexon uses a 3-cylinder 1.2-litre petrol engine. This unit is a derivative of the engine that powers the Tiago and Tigor, though this version sees the addition of turbocharging and variable valve timing on the exhaust side too. Thanks to the turbo, power and torque figures are a healthy 110 HP and 170 Newton meters. The Nexon also has an edge in its use of a 6-speed manual gearbox. So how does it all come together? Let's start with a word on refinement. Idle on the Nexon is fairly quiet, and you don't really get those vibrations that you almost expect from a 3-cylinder engine, which is so small, just 1.2 liters. It's just that when you get going, the engine does tend to sound a bit gruff. It's not really noisy, but you can hear it. And when you do extend it, obviously it does that trashy, thrummy note that 3-cylinder engines are just known for. Like on the diesel Nexon, there are 3 driving modes on offer, each with their own power and torque ratings. Eco is downright dull, and the sharp fuel cutoff also makes power delivery quite jerky. City mode offers acceptable performance, while sport mode brings out the best of the engine. Still, this is not what you'd call an exciting engine. The build-up of power is quite flat, and there's no real surge anywhere in the rev band. You'll need to be above 3000 RPM to get the most out of the engine, but with the limiter cutting in at 5500 RPM in Eco and City modes and 6000 RPM in Sport, the power band is quite narrow. Anyone also looking for an exciting petrol SUV will also be slightly disappointed by the gearbox. Now, it's not as slick or as crisp as it ought to have been, but it is nice enough to use. You do have to put in some effort to slot it into the gears. Gears 3 and above are also too tall for the power characteristics of the engine. The climb up the guards to Idukki only highlighted the Nexon Petrol's lack of bottom end poke. I just wish the engine was more exciting, because the Nexon has the other ingredients of a great driver's car. Find a curvy road and you'll know why. The Nexon really drives well. There's a good amount of feel and feedback from the steering wheel. It weights up really well. Light in the city, good amount of weight on roads like this. It's quite nice. What also helps the experience are the levels of grip. You can really push this car around. Body roll is also pretty well contained given the Nexon's height. If you've driven a diesel Nexon, you'll note a bit more up and down movement here, but on the whole, ride quality is really impressive. As for the rest of the Nexon, it looks like a concept car, and I think I speak for the majority when I say it's so stylish, you'd want one just for the way it looks. The radical exterior is complemented by a stylish and practical cabin you'd be happy to spend long hours in. And to quickly recap, front seat comfort is good, and there's also more space in the back than there appears to be. Top spec cars, meanwhile, will get lots of goodies, including a 6.5-inch touchscreen based infotainment system. It's not the slickest of systems to use, but does come with Android Auto and will get Apple CarPlay by launch as well. One of the cool features on the Tata Nexon is the Smart Activity Key, which is something we've actually seen before on the Jaguar F-Pace. Well, this is it. What it does is, it replaces the need to carry the physical key fob. Say you want to go out running or swimming, you don't really need to carry the key. All you need to do, come close to the car, the doors will open up, press the starter button, and you're good to go. The Nexon launches in late September this year, and prices are likely to range from 7 to 9.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom, with the petrol expected to be the more affordable of the two engine options. There's no announcement on fuel economy numbers as yet, but the petrol is unlikely to match the diesel on this front. On the whole, the petrol engine is adequate but doesn't feel quite as complete as the diesel. So, were it my money, it's the diesel Nexon I'd be waiting for.